This is Steve, and I'm here with Derek Pillie. Derek, how you doing this morning?
Good, thanks Steve. Thanks for coming.
Sure. What's going on today?
Well, this is our last day in the office. We'll be closed tomorrow because of some refurbishments that are taking place in the Washington office. So when the Washington office is closed, they close down everything under the clerk's office. So this is our last day here, and our computers have all been wiped clean for the new member that will be elected tomorrow. And our phones aren't working. They should be working, but they're not. So we decided this would be a good opportunity to open up the congressional office, kind of invite people to come in. A lot of people don't come up here or think to come here unless they have a reason to, or they have a question or some burning issue. So we wanted to do what we could to make it open to people and kind of give them an opportunity to find out what the office is like, what kinds of things the congressional office does, so that maybe when the next member comes in, they might be more inclined to engage with them or ask questions or just be involved. The whole idea of the office is to, promote access. So it's just kind of an opportunity to do that. And obviously we have some friends and former staff who've been coming by just to say goodbye to the office and check out what it looks like. This is the first time you've ever seen the office without all the accoutrements on the walls and stuff on the shelves and everything like that. So it looks a little different for some of the old timers that have been here before. But mainly it's to give people an opportunity to come in and learn about our office and what we've been doing on behalf of the residents of the 3rd Congressional District. And like I said, hopefully engage their new member when they get elected on Tuesday.
Congressman Souder, he was here for, was it 6 terms? 12 years?
No, he was actually here for 8.
8 years.
Yeah.
Okay. And how long have you been with? I think you've been here 10 years.
Yeah, I started here in October of 2000. Steve Howell, who's my deputy district director, actually started about a year before I did. So we're kind of the two old men in the office. But we've been here 10 and 11 years respectively. And we've had a lot of people that kind of come in and out. But Allison McSherry, who worked in our Winona Lake office, will be in here shortly. She's closing that office down right now and bringing her stuff here. Mm-hmm. She's been with us since we opened that office in 2003. So she's been here 7 years. So we've got some folks who've been serving the area for a pretty long time, and it's been a big part of their professional lives. And we'll see what happens. None of us know. We've actually prohibited from engaging any of the candidates for this office while we work for the clerk. So we haven't been able to ask about jobs or anything like that. So some of them, may be not sure if they'll be working for the next member or not, but obviously are probably interested in continuing that service if it's an option.
Sure. What are you most proud of?
My biggest accomplishment, I think, probably was when I was serving as the Economic Development Liaison. We had a really big issue facing the magnet wire industry in the area. That potentially, it was a federal issue and there was a state issue involved too, but it's basically the application of a regulation that, it sounds highly technical and kind of boring, but the end result of it would have been actually the magnet wire industry completely leaving the United States. There's just no way they could technically comply with the regulation, and the agency wasn't being responsive. It's a classic thing that we get involved with. We can't tell an agency what to do, but we can kind of wave flags and try to get their attention and get them to pay attention to something. In fairness to them, you always try to understand what the other side's going through. They were trying to race to meet a deadline to set up a regulation to comply with a court order that had been set on them. And so they're racing around to all these big categories. And the magnet wire industry, while it's a major industry in Fort Wayne, it's not a major industry across the country. So they came up with what they thought was a regulation that covered it, and we're moving on. They're going to regulate it like paint box operations for cars. The problem is magnet wire constantly moves through a stream, whereas cars, they come in, they get painted, they move out. So the regulation wasn't going to work, bottom line. And they wanted to figure out how much it was going to cost, and they're like, we tell you how much it costs, we just can't figure out how to do what they want us to do. So we spent a lot of time trying to figure out how to make it happen and get someone to just look at it and say, can you write this regulation so they can technically comply with it? Can someone come here, see their process, and write a regulation that's compatible with how they do their job. And finally got enough attention and actually got the state involved, and they came down, and this was, again, it was under Governor O'Bannon at the time. So it wasn't like it was a partisan thing. There were, it was a Republican presidential administration, a Democrat governor administration, and that's a lot of what we do. It's just trying to bring people together, and it's not about partisan politics or anything like that. It's just trying to figure out a way to solve a problem that in this case affected hundreds of jobs in Fort Wayne. So for me, that was probably the one thing I did that had the most impact. But more recently, it hasn't been about specific things. It's been about leading this group of men and women in this office for the last 3 years as the district director. And while I don't know that I could take any particular thing I've done during that time, the stuff that they've done has just been amazing. The work that Kathy's done with the Burmese refugees, the stuff Steve's done, working with the Guard, working with the Veterans Hospital, doing what they could to help that process along and deliver a good result for veterans. There's been just a lot of things the staff's accomplished that, while I didn't necessarily get to have a direct hand in it, I'm just glad that I could help, put them in a position to be successful with it. So.
Sure. Okay. Where do you go from here?
I don't know. I don't have anything definite lined up. We'll just kind of see where things are going. I've been talking to some people about different options. Normally, the district director position is someone that's fairly personal to the member. So my sense is a big part of not being able to interact with any of the candidates running for this office pretty much precludes you from having an opportunity to work for that person afterwards. I don't know what, and obviously we'd be able to talk to them, so I don't know what they're thinking. But so my mindset has been looking at opportunities outside of government, and we'll see what opportunities open up, and hopefully it's something that I can take the stuff that I've learned doing solving problems and meeting people and building up good relationships, and I can do something positive with that. So that's my goal. Hopefully the right opportunity comes along, I can do that.
Sure. Anything else you'd like to add?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, Derek, we appreciate your time. Wish you best of luck.
Thanks, Stephen.
Sure.
Thanks for coming up here.
Thank you.